Hello everyone, welcome back to our math class. Today in this video, we are going to talk about quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is a universal way to solve quadratic equation. You probably hear a lot of methods such as factoring, completing square to solve the quadratic equation, but I feel like the most straightforward and universal way will be quadratic formula. Very easy to perform, even though we need to care about details, but there's no restriction to use quadratic formula. So today we are going to use this one to solve quadratic equation. In quadratic formula, we are going to use square root symbol. So before we talk about the formula, we have a quick review about square root symbol. So what we are going to do is we are going to simplify these numbers by using square root. One thing I need to remind you, by simplifying this, the most important step we need to use perfect square number, numbers such as 4, 9, 16, 25, etc. All this number, you can find a number to multiply itself as a factor of this one. So that's why we're going to use this number to break down all of this number. For example, the first one, I'm going to break down this 25 times 2, and then it will become square root 25 times 2, which is 5 radical 2. So because square root 25 is 5, so this is how we get the answer. For 54, I'm going to change it to 9 times 6. Some students might wonder, why can't I use 2 times 27? Because none of those numbers are perfect square. So I'm going to break down square root 9, square root 6, which is 3 radical 6, and that's it. That's how we simplify this one. Next one can be a little bit tricky though. Probably your first reaction is, I know 4 times 8, which is 32, and I break down but this one is not purely simplified because for 8, I can move on to break down this as radical 4, and 2, so if I need to continue, it will give me 4 radical 2. So instead of using 4 and 8, I can use a better choice, which is 16 times 2. So 16 times 2 is 32, and 16, square root 16, which is 4, so I can easily get the answer by less steps. Doesn't mean it's wrong, but you want to try the biggest perfect square number as a factor for the ones. It's easier for you to simplify. This one, we just have a quick review regarding how do we do the order of operation inside of square root. So negative 3 squared, which is 9. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times, I do the multiplication for these 3 numbers here, which is it. So it becomes 9 plus 8. So the final answer is square root 16. There's nothing we can do for the square root 17, sorry. So we just leave like that. Okay, next we're going to quickly have a look about quadratic formula. Quadratic formula, as you can see, we just use this two, meaning we have 2 solutions. Sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's 2 different solutions, and read like this. So opposite B, this one, we read this opposite because whatever the value of B, you are going to put this opposite symbol. Plus or minus, meaning I have one is plus solution, the other one is minus. Square root of B squared minus 4AC and divided by 2A. As you can see, in this formula, we have A and B and C, so it's actually the coefficients of those terms in standard form. So that's why the most important step to use quadratic formula is to identify A and B and C. Okay, let's see the first example. So in this example, we are going to solve equation x squared minus 4x minus c. So if you do remember, the standard form is written as ax squared plus bx plus c, right? So as you can see, the a is 1 and b is negative 4. There's an invisible number here, is not 0, it's actually 1, and c is negative 3. So all we need to do, we just need to plug into the formula, which is opposite b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac. So let's plug in a number. As we said, it's opposite b. So whatever your number b is going to be opposite, so negative 4 become 4. Plus or minus b squared, which is negative 4 squared, minus 4 times a times c. I just prefer to put parentheses when I deal with negative number, so I don't make like mistakes. 2 times 1. Okay, now I just need to do the mental math. which is 4 plus, so I just need to do this, negative 4 squared, which is 16. Negative 4 times 1 times negative 3 is 12, divided by 2 times 2 is 1. So let's continue here. So it's 4 plus or minus 28 over 2. Now, for 28, I just write down the sign note. Again, like we said, we need to simplify them by using 4 and 7. So it's 2 square root 7. Then I just need to continue. Instead of using this, I'm going to use 4 plus or minus 2 square root 7. Now, we're going to simplify the answer. How do we do that? I'm going to separate these two parts. So 4 divided by 2, and also this one going to be divided by this. So 4 divided by 2 is going to be 2, and 2 radical 7 divided by 2 is canceled, so it's square root 7. So how do I write down the final answer? So 2 solutions is going to be 2, because 4 divided by 2 is 2, plus or minus square root 7. In another word, the 2 solution is 2 plus radical 7 and 2 minus radical 7. Okay, that's how we solve this one. To better understand this, in the next video, I'm going to introduce another 2 examples. We can practice this method together. I hope you can have a look for that video so you can definitely have better understanding regarding how we use quadratic formula to solve quadratic equation. Thank you so much for watching this video and study this topic with me. See you soon, everyone.